here on the right. Yep, correct. You're overthinking it, Captain Flint and Globetroll. You're just overthinking it. It just needs to be simply implemented. At the moment, it rolls a dice every now and again and changes the weather. All it would do is just, as it got near a city, it would look at the weather report for that city. That's all it would do. And then gradually change the weather towards that. So as you approach, you know, as you approach Trondheim, it starts to make the weather more like Trondheim. As you drive away from Trondheim, it just looks at which meter you're going towards the most and then takes that when you're nearer. You don't need to make it complicated. Just because the scale of the map is different, it's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant, but it's not a problem. Your old job on the left. What, you're a tree cutter, Wyland? I never knew. Dark Delta, have a good one. See you later in the week, Dark Delta. If it's raining IRL, you wouldn't want it to rain several weeks in a row because the game... Captain Flint, if you don't want it to rain because it's raining all over Norway or something, then you just turn off live weather and go back to what you have now. If you don't want it, you turn it off. If you want it to be like real life, you leave it on. OMSI's been doing that for a long time. In OMSI, I can set my weather, or I can tell it to be like a city. If you don't want it to just be rain all day, turn off live weather. Or just set historical weather. That's the other way you can do it. You can look up historical weather data. If it was sunny last week in Norway, just do that. Choices is what we need. Choices. But if you drive from like Sweden to Denmark and then down into Poland, chances are the weather's going to change. I mean, if I drive from the south of England to Scotland, chances are the weather will be different. In real life, it rains for 3 to 5 hours and stops. You'll have it rain for 3 to 5 real hours. No. No, 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 no. It wouldn't work like that at all. Hey, Jalu. Well, I'd have seasons as well, Floaty, but hey, maybe that's another reason they don't do it. No, well, Whiteland, it does. Scotland and south of England, they do differ in weather quite a bit. You know, it can be sunny on the south coast of England, but rainy or snowy on the north of Scotland. It's just the way it is. And on the west side, it'll be a lot wetter than on the east side, quite often. Well, Baz, I mean, having the map author specify probability for weather conditions is something I think they should have put in a long time ago. Well, you've not been to Essex, have you then, Whiteland? Sorry, Mrs. Geek, I missed whatever you posted. What's the celebration? Yeah, the UK is an island, and you get a lot of weather variation around the whole island. Rain probability by region is already added. I don't think it's to the right. I don't know. I don't know enough about the map sectors. It was sunny in England last year, insomnia, unbelievably sunny, says Baz. Yeah, living proof. Whiteland, busted. It has flug, it's been very sunny today. It's been cloudless today. Very high pressure. Good afternoon, WVU. QNH 10:30. I think it was 10:27 here. It's funny, I had to explain to Mrs. Squirrel this morning, or was it last night, what QNH and QFE was. Because I was watching this program about, I told you earlier, I was watching this YouTube series, a BBC documentary about the RAF, and it came up like QFE. Actually, I think the candidates are being asked a question about QFE, and one candidate was like, is it the airfield elevation or the runway elevation? And the instructor said, well, you tell me. And then Mrs. Squirrel's going, what's QFE? And then I had to explain to her what a Q code was. She's probably forgotten. She's probably like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, the load time on Pro Mods Guitar Wares is quite long. Just make sure, Guitar Wares, that your documents folder is on an SSD if possible, and not on a hard drive, because it'll take even longer. Thinking a photo can happen somewhere there. No. Whoa, that's the shot right there, look at that. 4K leaves. Where are you on the map? We are Opdal. We are basically heading from North Norway down to South Norway, and I do need to get some fuel. Well, mine doesn't take 5 rum, it takes about 2, I think. Well, you've got the close button again. What? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Welcome back.
Where's the close button come from? That is so random. Every time I take a photograph with the photo thingy, I end up with a close button on my screen. I don't think it's Steam. Is it Steam? What would Steam be doing? You're right, it is trolling me again. It could be a Steam pop-up asking me if you want to upload a pic, but I can't see it on my screen, that's the weird thing. Mr. Sayes, thank you for your resume. Yeah, probably a Steam thing, but I don't know how OBS is capturing that. It also saves the screen captures. But what I don't get, Trond, is how I don't see it. Like, it only appears in OBS, so like... OBS is getting it, but I'm not seeing it, if that makes sense. That's a bit of non-understanding. I swear this is not in the right gear. There we go. You finally got your PayPal to work. Woo! One second. Why am I getting no control? There we go. L. That's better. Oh god. Because I alt-tabbed out the game, it's completely messed up everything. Bad driver, 22 months. Holy moly, worst time gone. Nearly 2 years of nutty sim goodness. GG to you, the mods, the net house. Quality is always amazing, and despite uni keeping me busy, I always watch where I can. Well, you've always got SquirrelPlus, Bad Driver, when you can't make it. But thank you for the support, Bad Driver. Giffy Dog, welcome back. Have you played Dead Space? Yes, I think I have played Dead Space with a friend years ago. If I remember, I got really annoyed with the camera control in it. Like the player camera. But we quite enjoyed it. Did Sim hook you on FTL yet? He's not tried. Funnily enough, I played a bit of FTL this afternoon. I launched it and then it turned out I already had a game halfway through on sector 2, I think it was. And I was doing pretty well. I had 5 crew members. And by the end of the sector, I had 1. I managed to kill 4 of my crew, and I got absolutely wrecked. But I made it to the next sector, and it just got worse. And in the end, there was one guy who was the pilot. He was the only guy on board, and he fought valiantly to the bitter end. We escaped a couple of times, but he just couldn't hold it. We got boarded a few times, and I was still learning the mechanics of the game, you know, trying to figure it out, but I suspect you die a few times in that game before you finally master it. tricky game. I was playing it on easy as well, and I still managed to kill 4 crew members. That's how much of a noob. I tried boarding the, that was it. I'll tell you how I managed to kill one of my crew. I boarded the other ship, and it's the first boarding I'd done. And I'm thinking about it with hindsight. I remember when the ship appeared, it said something like an unmanned like ship has appeared. Do you want to leave it alone or attack? And I was like, oh, let's attack it. Unmanned was the clue. So I was like, oh, I'll try boarding. So I chucked my guy over there, boarded their ship, and there's no oxygen on the ship. Why would there be? It's unmanned. So I boarded a ship that had no oxygen. So my guy started like, he was dying. And the best thing is, they then sent a drone over, which blew up my teleporter. So I've got my guy rapidly trying to fix the teleporter so I can teleport this guy back. And he's dying over there with no oxygen. So he died because I couldn't fix it on time. So I learned something from that as well. Oh man. It's a funny game though. It's nice music. I like the music in FTL. Oxygen is very good, yeah. When you board a ship and it jumps away, well yeah, there's always that risk. Oh, Capitev, it's a very well thought out indie game, FTL. There are so many different strategies and ways to play, you know? It's not a shallow game by any stretch of the imagination. Like, it looks like a simple game when you fire it up, but it really isn't. Semcopter, thank you for the host. This is some nice scenery right here. Am I going to play ATS once the Oregon expansion comes out? Well, why wouldn't I? Yeah, we're in Pro Mods Norway at the moment. Yeah, FTL's graphics requirements are really low. It's just pure 2D. Good night, Dr. D. There's some nice driving, this is. I am Weldman, yeah. I was born in Lancashire. Master Mike, thank you for 26 months. 26 months and counting. You know, I've just realised that if I don't get fuel soon, we're not going to be going much further. Why is it taking SCS so long to put in map expansions? I think last year the rescale delayed things a bit. As I understand it, the pipeline is built now. So they should be able to knock out more maps. We'll see. You live about 2 miles from a golf course where the squirrel name came from. that Joshua Gaming? An external team delayed the New Mexico release also. An external team, X-Carl. What external team's that? What's that? There's a fuel station coming up. But I think we have to turn off for it. Yep. Oh my god. Alright, badges and gotcha. It is Heyman, but if I don't do it, I may well run out of fuel, you know? Where are the vehicles? Why there's no vehicles here? No, I don't think there is a fuel gauge. We drive through the hotel car park. I'm guessing we should have gone out that way. What are your thoughts on the coast-to-coast mod for ATS? It's a very expensive, but it's a very expensive mod. But I mean, it's not detailed, is it? Covers a long distance at the expense of detail. And correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the cities are copy-pastes of other ones, so like kind of weird reassembles. Fuel gauge is on the left-hand side of the steering column. What? Where are you seeing this? I see a speedometer, an oil temperature, possibly a turbo pressure in the middle. One sec. I don't see a fuel gauge. And an oil quantity. I don't see a fuel gauge. Down beneath the steering wheel. What? Where are you seeing this? Which dial, Globetroller, is the fuel gauge? There's no other gauge here. You have to lean forward. Oh my god, what? I can't lean forward. Oh, sticky keys, go away. Sorry, I'm just playing Asteroid. I assume that's Windows doing that. No, there is another dial. There is a dial though, but you can't see it. Oh, there it is. No, he's not trolling. There it is. There are 2 dials hidden behind the center column, and the left one is the fuel gauge. Windows, we do games so well. No, you can't move the steering wheel. I tried that. As soon as I spawned in the truck, the first thing I did was to try and move my seat, which allowed me to do, my wheel, which it didn't, and my mirror, which it did. I thought sticky keys was off already. I'm gonna have to check that now. It's a stupid placement though when you think about it, but then if you could actually tilt the wheel down, you'd actually see it properly. So the problem is that the Mazda's truck doesn't let you adjust the steering wheel. That's the real problem. Does it have an arrow on it? My guess would be no. There's no tiltable steering column on the real truck either. Yeah, but that's not really good enough, is it, Globetrotter? You know? I mean, I get what you're saying, but... Oh my god. Oh, come on. Come on, game. Seriously? The problem is, Globetrotter, is we can't see 2 dials. I mean, and I've got track IR. If you don't have track IR, how the heck are you going to see that? You saw an arrow on the fuel gauge. Nope, it's a lie. There's no arrow on that fuel gauge. In Romania, it'll just run out of diesel, then push the truck up by hand. Yeah, somehow I doubt that. What is a truck? Google's your friend, pal. You can remove the steering wheel from the command if you really want to see it. Nah, we're alright. We're good. Thank you, Chain Boost. Trucks have a lot of smoke behind them. That I can believe. Unlike spin tires though, it doesn't model that. Who needs a fuel gauge? Just take small jobs, will be fine. Clumsy Geek, thank you very much for 16 months. That coach is insane behind me. Thank you, Clumsy Geek. Sorry I missed that. Yeah, Cosmo Guy, you've got a silver cap acorn, so if you've not been sub for 3 months, you would not have that. So I beg to differ, Cosmo Guy. Chain Boost! Thank you for subbing, Chain Boost. Welcome to the house, mate. Thank you for your support. Lovely nutty welcome for Chain Boost. Woo! It's not silver. Silver top, Cosmo Guy. Silver top. No, you don't get it after 3 months, Cosmo Guy. You get it after 2 months. It sounds weird, but as soon as you pay your 3rd installment, so your 3rd month begins, that's when you get it. No, that's not true. No, you get it after 3 months. Ignore me. You get it after 3 months. So you must have been subbed at 4 months, at my guess. Yeah, your anniversary is calculated at the point where you resub, but your acorn is calculated based on the time, I believe is how Twitch works. Let's get the lights on. You shouldn't do, Captain Flint. If it does that now, it's a bug. It never used to. It was always based on the duration. Like, I saw people take their 6-month anniversary but didn't get the silver acorn until the end of 6 months. Small tomato, welcome back. A really small tomato. Acorn corresponds to the amount of anniversary months. That's what I said. Isn't that what I said, Captain Flynn? The acorn corresponds to the amount of anniversary months. No. I think you're wrong, Captain Flynn. I'm going to check it, but I think you're wrong. It corresponds to duration. After you're sub for 6 months, you get it. I used to explain that to people all the time, because that's how it used to work. So unless they've changed it... I don't know, Solid Bond, when did you send it? Well, Nutslammer definitely won't let you do it. I know that for a fact. But here's the thing, Bigfoot. Do you know where Nutslammer gets its information from? Twitch. Alright, Captain Flint, we'll see you then, I guess. Yep, mods.squirrel.tv, but not my active ones. It's just all of them, because my active list changes all the time. And there's no way I'm going to sit there and keep posting out every time I reorder a mod in my profiles. Not going to happen. $158k is estimated 10:15 p.m. delivery. Rusty Brazen, thank you for the bits. Is there a chance you'll have an Oregon preview video stream? Assuming they allow me to do it, which they usually do, then I would say yes. I can only do it if I get permission though, Rusty. I think it's pretty common knowledge now, Odd Sniper, after they posted a blog with a massive hint. Yes, L. Phillips, this will be the last delivery of tonight, I think. I know, James. Cosmize is 3-month Acorn, but the clip got deleted, so Nutslammer and Twitch don't agree. Well, Nutslammer gets it from Twitch, so you tell me. What? Nutslammer doesn't just make it up. Nutslammer calls the API and finds out how long somebody's been subscribed. Why are people getting hyped for Oregon? It's at least 6 months away from closed beta. And you know this because what, Super Zobes? Where are you getting your intel from, dude? Just finished doing the home network cabling. Nice. 3 Cat 6 network points. Yeah, it's a good thing to do, but obviously you've got to rip out a lot of stuff to do it, but it's so worth it. Can you sub using a 3-month package, Spitfire? You can take out 3-month subs, yeah. So you pay for 3 months in one go. Think of it that way. It's more of a payment thing. The SCSL blog said it's in early development. Yeah, but where did you get 6 months from? Maybe gift sub mess it up too. Looks like some guys who got several gift subs get the Acorn before. Could be. Could be. Maybe gifting has not been coded incorrectly. That's a possibility. Wouldn't surprise me either. Cresshead, thank you for 3 months of excellent streaming. You're welcome, Cresshead. Mazda's Roman diesel is what we're driving. Since when has Twitch ever messed up? Every week? Usually, on average. Although YouTube messed up monumentally last week. Okay, so you're just guessing, Super Sub. It's just, you said it like you knew, that was all. So you think it will take 6 months? How did YouTube mess up? Loads of channels got demonetized. You couldn't edit any information or edit the ads on them or edit the monetization information, and you couldn't put it out live for that reason. And it lasted about 8 hours. So I couldn't put my video out with the Northern Alex on the day that I wanted to because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't edit the information on the video, and I couldn't change the monetization settings. I couldn't do anything. Ridiculous. Why did YouTube release Red version 2? I have no idea what Red version 2 is. Maybe that's what they were releasing the other day. Alright, so Bund. It's a nice view. Good night, James. We're getting off here, I think. I wonder how many people actually pay for YouTube Red. I reckon it is pretty bad. You like Battery Hedge? It's still in the UK. Even when it does though, I don't think it's going to be that popular. Don't buy the SKRS Super Subs. Don't buy the CSIO one. There's better alternatives now. Does YouTube Red come from the Google Pay subscription? I don't know. I've never done it. What alternatives? Get the Almar one. The Almar SKRS. Oh, this is going to be a fun drop. I didn't think we had enough room. Hey, wait a minute. Oh. Dang it, look at that. That caught me out. I was trying to give more room, I didn't. Instead of that bit. Inches. Wait, what? That's nowhere near it. Wait a minute. There's like a 10 centimeter gap between that. Rubbish. Rubbish bounding boxes. Rubbish bounding boxes are rubbish. But I get penalised for that now. No way. I am not parking it like that. I have pride in my work. I will not park it like that. Yeah, boy. We didn't get any deductions. Look at that. Like a glove. Like a glove. Perfect. Not bad, not bad. And that was Madster's Roman diesel. Which, let's be honest here, when we all started looking at this at the beginning of the stream and it was all, it's ugly, rubbish, boo, can't even configure it. I reckon a lot of people warmed to that truck at the end. So we did it with two engines. We did it with the small engine, the 192, and the bigger engine, the 256. Neither of which are like particularly OP, but you know, it's interesting, it's fun. I'd like to see him put an adjustable wheel in, even if it doesn't have one in real life, because not being able to see two dials like that is a bit annoying, if I'm honest. But I enjoyed it. It's good fun. I shall be kicking off the playlist shortly after the stream, so if you want to watch some more stuff, stick around, and the playlist will kick off about 10 minutes after I finish. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I think we're back to a normal stream schedule next week. I think we're... I've got a feeling it's normal next week. Because I know I streamed Friday afternoon, didn't I? And not Friday evening. So, have a good week wherever you're doing. I shall see you all on Thursday. There are videos up on YouTube, if you've not seen them. But thank you for watching another Sunday Night Trucking. Thank you for the support as ever. Thank you for the awesome resubs and bit deliveries. And everything else that makes me carry on doing this full time. Always appreciated. Have a good week. Don't eat too much, get more exercise. Sound like your dad, don't I? That's it from me. Take it easy, guys. Love you all. Good night.